Good night. This is gonna be a presentation about narrative essay by Jennifer Harder Roberto from group 551014, underline 9. Tutor Nelia Cárdenas Bergaño, and I'm doing a Bachelor of English as a foreign language, and this course is academic writing. Okay, what is a narrative essay? Narrative essays, we use those for tell a history. Yes. So when you need to tell a history about something or any experience, or just when you want to talk about yourself, you're going to use a narrative essays. Yes. The elements of the narrative essays are those. First, you have to have in mind that the essay has to be organized chronologically. Yes, every single event has to be in order according when that or this happened, and also it has a particular purpose. So every event that you want to talk has to have a particular purpose to be in the say, and you can use a dialogue. Yes, if you want to express any idea. Yes, and also it's very interesting when you describe things with a lot of details for give more information about what you are telling to the writer. So with that, that helps to the writer to understand, and also can give the reader can use his or her imagination to understand the things that you are just trying to write. Which one are the 5 steps of writing process of a narrative essays? First, so you need to have in mind and think about an experience or the thing that you want to talk. Yes, and you have to give the details about when happened, what are you going to talk about that, if you have that event has an emotional connection. Yes, if that happened, it's going to be a very good essay. Thus, so you can make an initial draft of your essay, and also always write in a first person, and you have to express the importance of what are you writing. Third step is you have to make a revision. What have you already wrote, and review and modify and reorganize for improving your text. If you have the opportunity to ask someone else to read it, it's good for having her or his point of view, and also you can modify some aspects about your text. And finally, when everything is done, you can share your essays, who you have to or you want to, according of the purpose of USA. And okay, here we have an example, and the title of the essay is "Learning Can Be Scary." So learning something new can be a scary experience. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do was learn how to swim. If you see here, the experience here that he's going to talk about is a scary experience. So he's going to talk about an special event that happened in his or her life. I was always afraid of the water, but I decided that swimming was an important skill that I should learn. I also thought it would be good exercise and help me to become physically stronger. What I didn't recognize was learning to swim would also make me more confident person. New situation always make make me a bit nervous, and first swimming lesson was no exception. After I changed into my breathing suite is a locker room and I stood timidly but the side of the pool waiting for the teacher and other students to show up. After a couple of minutes the teacher came over and smiled and introduced herself and two more students joined us. Although they were both older than me, they didn't seem too embarrassed about not knowing how to swim. I began to feel more at ease. If you see here, it's talking about the experience, and in the second paragraph, is explain us how was the first day of his or her swimming lesson, and is give us chronological events that happened that day. So if we see, we have this narrative, a perfect example of a narrative. Let's say one, or this is another example that I made, which is talk about one of the most difficult moments in my life. So then I start with the day that happened, and then I explain how was it. So I'm going to read just a bit. In 2001, when I was 14 years old, my father was a driver of a small truck. He usually get home about 8 or 9 o'clock, but that Saturday he did not arrive early. My mom, my sister, and I were sleeping. We thought he was with his workmates having some drinks. At 2 o'clock, one of our neighbors knocked the door very desperate, and my mom looked at the window and he said to her, "Your husband is laid on the floor." So she woke up to us. We ran outside and my father was on the floor. My mom, my mom asked to the neighbors what happened, and he said that one of the neighbor lovers threw a brick on my father's face, so he fall down, and the man just ran inside to this house. So that's I explain here why was that a very difficult time. And then okay, you can read it and you can see how was that day that I don't like to remember. Okay, as a conclusion here, if we want to have a good level in this area, we need to be confident and practice to achieve writing skill. That is the only way that we're going to get good and perfect results and objectives in our life. And finally, here we have the references, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. I hope you like it and see you next time. Bye bye.